Hey everybody, Nick here, and today I want to share with you the saga of the Olamic Busker. A saga which is joyful, sad, tragic, and now has come around to a very happy ending. So, some of you may remember this particular knife right here. This is the Olamic Busker. This is actually a picture of the Olamic Busker that I had. It had this kind of a blade shape, had a little Damascus inlay there, a beautiful light blast, and then a nice backspace. It was a really nice knife. In fact, it was a really nice knife. The Olamic Busker is an incredible piece. It's one that I've recommended to a whole bunch of people throughout the years. Because, well, it's got a bunch of good things going for it. It's a very nice little size here. It's wonderfully fidgetable. I really like that design. There is a lot to love about it. And in fact, there's so much to love about it that I believe I ended up calling it Knife of the Year in 2017. Yeah, I think it was 2017. Yeah, because last year, yeah, anyways. So it was a really, really nice knife. But the thing is, you haven't seen it on the channel for a little while. And a lot of people have asked me what's up with that. And it occurs to me, I maybe never talked about it formally in a video. My wife and I moved across the country last summer, actually almost a year to the day. Wow, that's kind of funny. Almost a year to the day, we drove across the country from the Michigan to the California where I now live. And as a part of that, because actually it turned out hotels were cheaper there than here in the San Diego at the time, and we were waiting for some things to open up and deliver, we ended up stopping in Vegas. And so, because, you know, hey, why not, right? And unfortunately, one thing that stayed in Vegas was the Olamic Busker. What happened is that one night, you know, my wife and I had been walking around the strip all day, you know, just having a grand old time, you know, wandering. And I'd had in my pocket all day the Spyderco Chaparral. But then I decided, oh, well, we're going out to a fancier dinner. Let me carry a fancier knife, like a freaking idiot. And so we go out, and I put the Busker in my pocket, and then we come back, and the Busker is not in my pocket. Now, mind you, I cannot rule out the fact that maybe it fell out of my pocket, but we didn't do anything exceptional. I hadn't ever had that knife fall out of my pocket. I really doubt that it had just fallen out someplace, and I did retrace my steps, looked all through the hotel. So what I think actually happened is that somebody lifted it out of my pockets. I talked to hotel security. They said, yeah, sometimes that does happen. And specifically wandering the strip, yeah, that can be a thing. So I think that some jackass pinched my pocket knife while I was out there. And that was really sad. I mean, it was really sad for a bunch of reasons. I liked that knife a lot. It was a non-trivial material bath, etc. And frankly, it was just a sad moment and an otherwise very enjoyable trip, right? So that night I posted something on Instagram, and, you know, just like, guys. But anyways, the next day I wake up to not only an outpouring of support on the Instagram, but also a couple of generous viewers, one very specifically, donated enough money to cover a brand new Busker, just explicitly like, I'm so sorry that happened here. Let me make your vacation a little bit better. You folks know who you are. You're wonderful people. One person in specific really made these possible. Oh, man, it's amazing. But anyways, I digress. And I messaged Eugene that night. He's the Olamic guy, or at least one of the Olamic guys. And I said, you know, hey, I'm going to need another Busker. You know, put me at the back of the line, but I definitely want one. So anyways, for the last little while here, we've been talking about that. And, you know, we went back and forth a little bit, like, oh, we're going to try this new thing. Then after a point, I realized, oh, interesting. Damasteel. Yeah, I like Damasteel. Yeah, I like the Busker. Maybe that's a thing. And then we kind of talked back and forth about finishes, and I was busy, he was busy, etc. And it just, you know, and like I said, I always want to be at the back of the line because I don't want to jump to the front of the custom line just because I'm a random jackass. That seems a little bit weird. Well, one of some minor prominence. Anyways, I digress. But after this year, almost a year, or just yesterday, almost a year to the date after this guy showed up, or after my original one was lost, this little guy showed up. And, well, I think you'll agree, it's something pretty impressive. So right here is my brand new Olamic Busker. So a couple of changes you're going to immediately notice. One of them is this finish. This is not Damascus. This is regular titanium. But they've done what they call the Entropic Finish. Now, I'm a big fan of entropy in general, or at least some of the time I am. Other kinds of entropy I could do with that. But regardless, I like the concept of randomness and entropy and whatnot. And so this is a finish that gets this very, very cool color pattern all over it. See? Oh man, take a freaking look at that. It is not Damascus, and as a result, it is much less expensive than buying Damascus. Much less expensive, but it still has some of that overall look and some of that appeal and some of the just beauty in it. There's a lightning element to it that's absolutely amazing. So that's one of the first things you might notice. Next thing that you might notice is I actually changed the blade, changed blade shapes. You know, when I'd originally ordered my busker, I went with the Semper blade. And I like that blade a lot, but I figured, you know, in some ways it would feel a little weird if I just went ahead and replaced the one that I lost. And so I decided, since I'd been a little torn at the time, let me try the other one. And I actually went over to PVK the day after I lost that. This is PVK Knives in Vegas. A very, very nice little shop. But anyways, I went over there and I happened to see one of these guys. They had a busker there with this blade shape, and it's like, wow, that's actually pretty nice. And you know, so I said, let's move to this blade shape here. This is the other one was the Semper. This is the Largo, I believe. And let's face it, Largo was quite a James Bond villain, so you know I can't argue. You'll also note that this is in Damasteel. This is a super dense Damasteel pattern, which is really, really cool. They've done a very deep etch on it here, so you can see, oh yeah, look at that freaking patterning. You can see it on the very back of the knife here where the little twists come together. Then on the other side here, it just looks really, really nice. Absolutely freaking gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And by the way, I've done a little sharpening on this guy, so that ain't on them. But anyways, there you go. And you can see here that the pocket clip is the same Damasteel pattern. Just beautiful. One other thing that you'll notice here is the acid rain approach. The original one just had a relatively full scale with an inlay. But after handling the one of those acid rain guys, again, at PVK, the freaking day after, you could tell my heart was broken if I'm already searching. But anyways, I handled one of these guys, and the thing is, the acid rain finish takes this knife down to 2.86 ounces for, let's see here, about 2.5 inches of blade. It's still a stout little guy, but at the same time, they have managed to remove a whole bunch of weight from this. And as a result, the knife is just really, really freaking lightweight for a busker. It's really cool. And then, of course, a beautiful backspacer in the back here that is anodized to sort of match the Entropic finish. I'll clean it off a little bit. Apparently, some knife makers complain when you put fingerprints on knives for pictures. Anyways, I digress. You get just a beautiful backspacer here. This is a really, really nice little knife. I understand that it's not going to be to everybody's taste. You know, at some level, the chaos coupled with the order here. But I just freaking love it. I took it out of the box yesterday, and it was just like, oh, heck yes. This is a really nice little piece. And so, ultimately, that is the end of the Busker saga for me. Well, although the beginning of a new one. But anyways, receiving this guy has finally closed the wound that was open for me about a year ago. And I'm really, really happy to have it here. I'm glad we took the time. I'm glad we waited. And I'm glad they were okay with my waffling a little bit on the design. You know, we talked about a bunch of different things. And each time, it was just like, there was a very nice sort of collaboration there. But I'm very, very happy with this little piece here. It is absolutely a gorgeous freaking knife. And although it's very different than the original, and my heart will always rake, my heart will always rake a little bit. Yeah, out in the garden raking. My heart will always ache a little bit for the original. This is a pretty damn good thing to have in my collection. So anyways, there you go. That's the new Olamic Busker. Keep an eye out on the channel for some more stuff from Olamic here in the future. I'll probably be doing a review of the Whippersnapper once those become public, and hopefully of the Soloist and, oh, what the heck's the other one? The Rainmaker, sometime before then. But, and the Whippersnapper is going to be good, by the way. I already ordered one of those. But anyways, there you go. I hope you found this interesting. I don't mean to flex, but yeah, I kind of do. And have yourselves just an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.